I think we're live. Hi, everybody. How's it going? My name is Phil Kohler, and I'm here to play some Hearthstone. Normally, I'm not able to stream in the afternoons because I have a job. I work. Um, but I'm on vacation right now. Technically, this is the last day of my vacation. I got home late yesterday. I took the day off to just kind of chill. And what better way to chill than playing some Hearthstone with all of you fine people? So yeah, this is Hearthstone. I'm in this thing. Uh, Austin in the chat just says theater mode, which is pretty rad. If you guys haven't yet, check out Twitch's theater mode because it's something they've needed for a long time, and it's great. All right, I'm in the middle of this arena run as a priest. I feel like, and I think a lot of people are in agreement on this. Priests have come out of this Goblins versus Gnomes expansion pretty damn strong. So I've had some really fun arena runs as priest. This current run's not my best, but it's all right. Got that Light in the Naru, which summons a Light Warden if whoever I heal is still damaged after healing it. Got some Shadow Word Pain, Crazed Alchemist, Knife Juggler, Nerubian Egg. So this is one of the Naxxramas cards that summons a 4/4 if it dies. So it's kind of like a card that you play and your opponent doesn't want to remove. But I've got various ways of buffing the egg. Thereby making my opponent need to remove it and then giving me a 4/4. I've got Shadow Boxer, which is one of my favorite new cards for Priest. Whenever a character is healed, deal 1 damage to your random enemy. Obviously, as a Priest, you're going to be doing a lot of healing. And people don't seem to... So it's basically just like Knife Juggler, but people don't seem to get rid of it as fast. They just don't seem to consider it a threat the same way people consider Knife Juggler a threat. I think part of it helps as well is Knife Juggler is a 3/2, whereas Shadow Boxer is a 2/3. Obviously, that helps a lot. I got the Shrinkmeister, which is incredible. Incredible new Goblins versus Gnome card that is a -2 attack for that turn. Robo Witch in the chat says, new Hearthstone set is so good. It is. I really love it. There's so many cool cards. Velen's Chosen. I've got 3 of these because it's so good. This is, again, one of the best new priest cards. It's a buff that gives +2 health or +2 attack, +4 health, and spell damage +1, all for only 3 cost. It's absurd. It's not. It's literally absurd. And this is one of those things too where it works so well with the Nerubian Egg because suddenly you're taking the egg, which is nothing, and turning it into something very powerful. And since I have 3 of these, I'm pretty much, guaranteed to get them on any one draw. Foben says, I should play Hearthstone again, I guess, huh? And then, what the fuck? That's a 3-drop? Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. It's nuts. Dark Cultist, of course, from the Curse of Naxxramas set, which is a very good minion. This Ogre Brute, which is 50%. You play this, and it has a 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. Initially, I was very skeptical. There's a few of these Ogre cards that all have this card text. Initially, I was very skeptical about this. It seems like a bad thing. What's interesting, though, is that 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy includes the chance to ignore taunt and ignore stealth. So you can play this, and there can be a stealth minion on the board that you normally wouldn't be able to hit. But if that 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy goes off, you may actually hit it, which is pretty cool. What else do we got? Shadow Madness. Gain control of any minion with 3 or less attack, which is an old priest card, but works so well with the Shrinkmeister because you're lowering their attack, so you can lower a minion from 5 attack to 3, and then take control of them with Shadow Madness and use them for that turn, which of course is great. Got a Light Spawn in here, Spellbreaker, few Temple Enforcers. So yeah, this isn't my best deck that I've had, but it's pretty rad. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Your Gaspacho says Velens is a 2/4 with spell power and charge, except better. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, you need to have something on the board. That's the trade-off, but I could see that card getting nerfed. It's so good. I forgot that I have some Divine Spirits in here. I think I might even have 2 of these, which is overkill, but Sir235 asks if there's any donkey cards. I don't think so. I'm playing against Noob, so if I lose, we know it's my fault. Foben asks if the packs dropped in Arena now are new expansion packs or a mix, or are they just normal packs? All Arena drops are new expansion packs at the moment. Yo, got a hit off on him at least. Yeah, RoboWitch, for now at least, everything that you get, every drop that you get is this works out all right. For now, every drop that you, or every card pack that you get from Arena is Goblins versus Gnomes. I think Blizzard is considering doing something where it allows you to like choose which pack you want or something, but you know, we'll see if or when that actually comes to fruition. Tilvo says, I got a ton of normal packs before the expansion to open them post-GVG to get a bunch of new cards, so I wasted a bunch of gold for nothing. I was really pissed. I don't know why you would have thought that it was going to work that way, though. I guess I just never would have assumed that it would work that way.
Put this apple on your head.
Yeah, let's do this. Dujor Gaspacho is talking about mech decks. Magnite asks if you can make a viable deck with just Goblins versus Gnome cards. You can. I think you would want... Oh, wow. When he heals, I do. That's rad. Okay. But I think you would want some of the regular cards to add to your deck. That's the feeling I get, at least. Let's get him buffed up. Sure. That's fine.
My shield for Argon.
I'd not heard that it's clobberin' time thing that he says as I play him. That's pretty good. I've been using in Constructed outside of Arena. I just tweeted a little bit ago about I've been using a really good mech deck, mech mage deck specifically. Mage mech decks I feel like can get really, really crazy. I've seen some really good shaman mech heavy decks. I've seen some druids try, but it hasn't really impressed me.
The damned stand ready.
It's fine.
Into the breach.
Shaded Fox says that they are building a variation of that mage mech deck. It's been working really well for me. I've been getting a lot of wins off of that one. Oh, here we go.
Into the breach. My fate is sealed.
RoboWitch says Shaman's got a 3/2 Wind Fury 2-drop, and that's a mech. Yeah, that card specifically has killed me on a number of occasions, and yeah, I keep never expecting it, but it, yeah, that card is very good. I could just double this minion's health. It's really tempting, or I could double this health. Ooh. Or I could double his health. There's so much I could do. Let's just hold on to that one more turn. I just want to make the right move with this Divine Spirit. I don't want to waste it. Alright. Okay, yeah.
In the light's name.
My fate is sealed. My fate is sealed.
Should I keep this alive or let it die? Oh, Seer 235 says I could have shrunk him. Yeah, I could have. It doesn't really matter.
My fate is sealed.
RoboWitch said double the health, then swap. Awful idea. Swap using a Crazed Alchemist. Yeah, I definitely thought about doing that, and I think that's a pretty funny idea. And I like funny ideas.
Thank you.
Well, here's what I was saving the Crazed Alchemist for.
My new recipe.
They're gonna be so mad!
My fate is sealed.
They must be so angry.
Let us see if you
Oh. I was like, wait, what's going on? Okay. Well, that was fun. And that's, you know what, that right there precisely is why I like the Crazed Alchemist so much. But also why I'm like always like kind of hesitant to use it in weird situations like RoboWitch said, of just like making my attack really big. I like holding on until I can really screw over the enemy with it. And that doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's very, very satisfying. Did your Gaspacho says saving Elk was the best, was the right choice? Yeah. It was in this case. Trust me, I was very tempted to do that suggestion RoboWitch had. Very, very tempted. But I tried to play it smart, play it cool. Frontier Whiskey says, geez, I wish I wasn't awful at this game. It's really neat. Or really cool. Listen. I'm pretty bad at it. I'm like barely above average, I would say. Wow. Terrible opening hand. Let's hope I get something better. Oh, man. Light Spawn from Velen's Choice. Light Spawn from Double Velen's Choice. That would be so good. I don't know that this still isn't a very good opening hand, but we'll see.
I smell blood.
Sure. Worgen Infiltrator's good. I've got some Shadow Word to remove him.
The light shall burn you.
Mithramer says I can't play Arena for the life of me. Arena's tough.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
It's yeah. RoboWitch says it's Arena is my favorite mode of the game. I'm awful at it. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. I don't think I'm very good at Arena, but I just have a lot of fun with it. Well, ugh, they could remove that. I don't like any of this. They could remove that and it would still... Ugh. This is the worst. Not having... Jorgaspacho says they think the entry cost for Arena is a little high. I can see that. I generally just use whatever coins I've won from questing and such. That's usually what I go for. Oh shit, I forgot about... God. Ugh. That thing's so annoying. These
Snake.
trogs.
It has to be snake.
Interesting. So I actually have not seen the Druid of the Fang played very much. Ugh. Man, this is... I don't think I'm going to win this one, you guys. My start was just too slow and not good. Andy Claire asks if there's any way to save the decks you make in Arena. RoboWitch says nope, and Andy says that seems dumb. Yeah, I mean, generally, though, the thing is that your Arena decks aren't going to be good. They're not going to be competitive in constructed play, let's say. Unless you're incredibly lucky. The other thing is that you can get cards in Arena that you don't own. So you know, there would be some complications with having you save a deck in that case. You can always just take a screenshot, which is what I do.
I've got a huge card.
Oh man, rough. This is rough. I had one of the worst possible starts for this deck, and this Druid clearly had a very strong start for their deck. I was really hoping he would hit that Druid with Fang, but
Take heart,
jeez.
mother.
Yeah, I don't think this is going anywhere. Mythramir says, I got Ysera on my first arena run back in the beta. That's fantastic. Djurgaspacha says, I got Ysera today, went 0-3. See, that's usually what happens.
You have best.
Jones Got My Ice Cream asks if anyone has a shiny Charizard. It's the rarest of creatures.
Anduin versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
The light shall bring victory.
Andy Claire says, you know, this seems alright, but it's no WWE Supercard. That's fair. So far, there is no Dolph Ziggler card in Hearthstone, and that disappoints me on many levels. Djurga Spacho mentions Blingbot 3000. That's one of my favorite new cards. That is a new legendary in Goblins vs. Gnomes. And when you play it, both characters, both heroes, get a random... weapon. Andy Claire says, my first random rare on WWE Supercard was Ziggler. That was my first as well. It was meant to be. Robowitch says, Muster for Battle, or whatever it's called for Paladin, is the silliest Goblins vs. Gnomes card. So Muster for Battle is a card, it's a spell. Paladin's hero ability is the summons a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit. Muster for Battle summons 3 of those and then also gives you a 1/4 weapon. I actually like it a lot. I've been using that quite a bit. Well, let's keep our bro alive if we can. Delvos, what happens if you use Shadow Word on a Trog and casting it gives it 4 or 5 plus damage? Does it cancel or still hit? I don't actually know. The Chosen Kitty said, how do ogres work? If they miss, can they attack past a taunt or hit a stealth minion? They absolutely can, which is pretty ridiculous. Mythromir says the only Goblins versus Gnomes legendary I got so far is the all minions have a 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy, and it's pretty useless. Yeah, that's not a great one. Most of the Goblins versus Gnome legendaries I feel like aren't super great, but there are a few that are really, really excellent. And then some that are just super dumb. But dumb in a way that I can appreciate.
The damned stand ready.
What do we got? Oh, perfect. exactly what I wanted.
Love my new recipe. For the Lich King!
Okay.
My fate is sealed.
Hmm.
My fate is sealed. My fate is sealed. Sustenance.
That's fine.
Blood
Mithramir asks if there's a video somewhere of someone summoning Voltron or whatever the special legendary is called.
Reporting for duty.
So that's a legendary that requires you. I think the legendary is actually called Mimron's Head or something like that, and you summon it. And if you have three other mechs on the board, you summon a special legendary called Voltron that's super powerful. I assume that there's video out there somewhere, but I have not seen it, so I cannot say for sure. Ooh. That is helpful.
no quarter.
Sustenance.
Andy Claire says, waits, they put Exodia in this game. Yeah, I mean, basically, that's, yes. You are not wrong. Yay! Tilvis's life goal have Voltron and Thaddeus on the board at the same time. Thaddeus is another one that requires multiple other cards to have summoned. Alright, 5 wins. I'm feeling good about this. This is going alright. Not bad.
Anduin versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer.
Robowitch is good timing on that Shadow Madness. Yeah, that worked out about as perfectly as I possibly could have hoped for. I mean, I think I was gonna win that game regardless, but that was everything you want out of a Shadow Madness. When you can take a minion and kill off both the minion you took and an enemy minion in the same turn. Dude, Shurgus Matches says, Phil says he's average, does better than I ever do in Arena. I'm really not very good. I genuinely, I mean it.
Put this apple on your head.
Tilva wants to know when we're going to duke it out. I'll fight you sometime, man. I'll fight you. Whatever. I don't care.
Hey, catch!
Shadowboxer and Northshire Cleric on the same time is great, because then every time you heal a minion, you do 1 damage and draw a card. So that's fun. Enemies tend to like that.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Yikes.
Is someone injured?
Ah, so close. Was really hoping.
Job done.
Nagi42 says, good afternoon, stream friends. Good afternoon, Nagi42. Thanks for joining us. And hello to Orion as well. Suit235 says we need a Hearthstone tournament commentated by Art and Keith. If we were doing a Hearthstone tournament, an official one, I would want to be commenting that. Should probably hold on to this.
The elements will destroy you.
Not move quickly.
The elements will destroy.
Right away.
Mithramir says, I'm really liking Enhanso Mechano. I love that card. That card is really dumb, but I love it. So Enhanso Mechano is a card where you play it, and it gives all of your other cards at random either Wind Fury, Divine Shield, or Taunt. So you play it onto a board full of cards, and it's going to do ridiculous stuff. All right. Well. Could Shadow Madness it? That's not going to do me anything right now.
Attend me.
Except, I mean, I guess I get 6 damage off on him. Suit235 said silence that dude. Yeah, I might. We'll see. We'll see what he does. I didn't feel like it was like... I didn't feel like it was pressing for me to silence him that turn. Now we're talking about Recombobulator, which is like my favorite minion in the damn game, in the new deck. Oh, Recombobulator is so much fun. This is a minion that changes another minion into... Oh man, yikes. Changes another minion into something of the same value. Which is crazy. Just so good.
There is little time.
Oof. Yikes. Well. Silence it, or I could just kill it. Save my silence, which is more important to save. Probably this is more important to save than silence, I think.
Your magic shall not save you.
Moore's DS, if the meta is still settling for Goblins and Gnomes, I would say it is. Oh yeah, Shadow Madness. Wait, no, because I could Shadow Madness this, but then it would only be a 1.
thank you.
I wonder.
Well played.
Quickly.
Handle it.
Suit 35 asks, why can't you Shadow Madness him? It has to be a minion with 3 or less attack. I wish I had 8 mana. I would do Spellbreaker. Oh, I guess I can't do Shadow Madness anyways. That's alright.
Your magic shall not
Just
save
Spellbreak
us.
that.
I can't do that.
That seems good. One thing this deck does not have, that you may be noticing, is AoE. I do not have any real AoE options, which definitely makes things more complicated. I wish there was a way to get rid of that. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't have a hex, because that would be shitty. Ha! Perfect. Perfect, perfect.
My shield for Argus.
Welp. This is not going good. I think this is, oh, I think this might be the end.
I must consider.
Well played. Well played.
Orion asks says theater mode is great. Why wasn't implemented before? It's a good question. I don't know. It is very good though. Ah, Karth says Shadow Madness Defender into Whirlwind. For some reason, I wasn't even thinking about the Defender, and that I could Shadow Madness it. That is definitely the play I should have done. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, that was definitely a poor play on my part. Well-deserved defeat. It's alright, let's see what we get. Nagi42 asks if this is arena or constructed. This is definitely arena, as you can see now. What do we got? What do we got? Still a lot of Goblins versus Gnome cards I'm waiting on. Doesn't look like I got anything good here, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I got some good stuff, just nothing that I... Nothing particularly rare. Nothing that I don't have. Let me see. I think I'm gonna start another arena run. Let me just double check. Yeah, I got time. Well, at least start one. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go through the whole arena, but let's give it a shot. All right, so let me do a quick poll here. What do we got? Mage, Druid, Warrior are our choices. The poll is now in the chat, so pick which one you would like me to play as. I picked one, but I'm not going to tell you which because I don't want to sway your votes. Seer 235 says choose Garrosh in memoriam. R.I.P. in peace, Garrosh. Nagi42 says I'm only a few hundred dust off of crafting my first legendary. What should it be? Nagi, do you have any legendaries at the moment, or is this like literally your first ever? Will you guys vote? I'm actually going to run a quick 60-second commercial break and run to the bathroom quick. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. And it looks like Druid has won out just barely. So that's what we're going to go with.
You are right to awaken me.
Oh my! Holy shit. We're starting off with a real nice choice. We got a legendary choice of legendaries in arena, which does not happen all that often. Oh. Nagi, yeah, from what you're saying, it sounds like Ragnaros should indeed be your first legendary. Ragnaros is just such a good one. It goes well in almost any deck, unless you're really never expecting to make it to late game. So my gut choice here is Black Knight, which I think is just a fantastic, all-around fantastic legendary. I use it a lot in Constructed. I will say I've never messed around with Foe Reaper, and Foe Reaper sounds very, very powerful. The only thing that gives me pause with Foe Reaper is that it's an 8 cost, which is, an awful lot. Whereas Black Knight is 6 cost, which is still a lot, but it's 6 cost, and it's the kind of thing that you're playing it. When you're playing it, you're removing a card immediately for sure. Mithramur says, I got Foe Reaper on in a rerun. It's just very late game. Yeah, it's just, you know, if I were to get to that point, I'm sure it would be very powerful, but getting to that 8 point, and at that point, you know, like, at the point where you're throwing an 8-cost minion on the board, in a lot of cases, you've already either won or lost. Yeah, as Sultron said it just as I was saying it. My feeling is by turn 8, most games are decided. Whereas with Black Knight, I feel like it's a very... it's something that can help turn the tide if I'm losing, because it just instantly removes a minion with taunt. It's got a little bit more use in that sense. Chloe Firebird says, are you playing Hearthstone? Are you a Hearthstoner? Yeah. Yes. And hello. I'm going to go with Black Knight. I think that's the smart choice. All right, we're off to just some really, really strong choices here. I'm going to take an Ironbark. I think it's good to have one Ironbark Protector. I know I just said I'm not taking this 8. But I think it's good to have one Ironbark Protector as a druid. And I don't know if the choice will come up again. So that's where I'm leaning. Sen'jin is obviously a very good choice. Innervate's not a bad choice. I could maybe be argued into taking Sen'jin instead. Let's think on this for a second. Especially, it's oh man, it's tough getting these really difficult high mana cost choices so early in my draft where I don't know what my mana curve is going to look like. So like taking an 8 now could end up being a huge mistake later when it's like, oh, I've got way too many high cost cards. But I got to do it. I think I got to do it. One Ironbark. All right, Nerubar, Weblord makes minions with Battlecry cost more. It's not great. It's fine. It's not great. Solo Forest, give your minions Death Rattle, so that basically any minions you have on the board, when they die, they're going to summon a 2/2 Treant. It can be okay if you have a lot of minions on the board. And Earthen Ring Farseer is restore 3 health, which I think is always pretty good. I'll just do that. We got Angry Chicken. That's useless. Violet Teacher's usually pretty good, although I have no spells yet, obviously. Still pretty good. Recycle. Shuffle an enemy minion into your opponent's deck. I've actually never played Recycle or seen it played. I feel like it's not a great card, but I often feel that way about cards before I've had any experience with them, so I'm curious, you know, to see if anyone in the chat disagrees. Yeah, Mithramir points out the thing that I think is so difficult about Recycle is that 6 cost. That seems like an awful goddamn lot. Especially when you're not actually killing the minion, you're just putting it back into the deck. Shaded Fox says, I would play the hell out of that card if it sat around 4. Nagi says you might as well use Naturalize. Yeah, so I'm leaning towards Violet Teacher in this case. Gilblin Stalker is a 2/3 with Stealth. That's not bad. Elven Archer's not great. I have a soft spot for Annoyatron. You know, the stats aren't great, but that Divine Shield with Taunt. Car says, I love Druid, but their Goblins versus Gnome cards are not as fun/good to me as other classes. I don't know. RoboWitch mentions Druid of the Fang. I like Druid of the Fang. I like the Druid Legendary, which is a card. I forget the card's name, but it's when it dies, it actually gets shuffled back into your deck. I think that's a really interesting legendary. I'm going to do Annoyatron. Mechanical Yeti or Merc of the Wild would be good here, but I think Mechanical Yeti wins. Savage Roar gives all your characters +2 attack this turn. That's pretty good. Stranglethorn Tiger is pretty good. I like the Anodized Robocub, but that might just be because it's cute. Savage Roar is a good one for setting up wins, but obviously that's dangerous in Arena. It's better to take a card that you can depend on at all times. I think Tiger might be the choice here. Let's do Tiger. Alright, we got Soul of the Forest, Ironforge Rifleman, or Clockwork Gnome. Clockwork Gnome is a 2/1 for 1, but it adds a spare part card to your hand. Spare part cards can be nice. They're usually little buffs or little cheap spells like to freeze an opponent. Nagi42 asks when Druid of the Claw got changed to Beast. That happened with the expansion when they added Druid of the Fang. So the cards that the Druid of the Claw transforms into are now Beast cards. Let's do Soul of the Forest. Should All right, we've got Gnomish Inventor for card draw. We've got Healing Touch for healing. And we've got Power of the Wild. I think Power of the Wild is the one to go with here. You've got, I've got the potential to do buffs if I've got a lot of minions on the board, or just to summon a Panther. All right, we've got Little Exorcist, which gains +1/+1 for each enemy Death Rattle minion. Obviously, you can't really depend on your enemies having Death Rattle minions, especially in Arena. I like Demolisher. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. And I actually like Bomb Lobber quite a bit. Deal 4 damage to a random enemy, but the stats aren't very good. So I'm going to go with Demolisher. Hey, another Druid of the Fang. And a swipe. Oh, man. I really want Druid of the Fang, but I also really want a swipe. This is a tough choice. I'm going to have to think about this for a second. It seems crazy to not take swipe. Especially right now with 2 beasts in my deck. Yeah, I gotta take swipe. All right, we've got Ship Cannon, which is a pirate card, or not a pirate card, not designated as a pirate card, but it's for pirate decks, which I've been playing around with some pirate decks. Those are fun. Acolyte of Pain, of course, for card draw, not bad. I kind of like Explosive Sheep. This is a Death Rattle that deals 2 damage to all minions, so, this isn't a good card. This isn't like a minion you're going to play to actually get much out of it besides clearing the board. But in terms of clearing the board, this is excellent. And especially considering, I've got Swipe, but I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of AoE stuff as a Druid. RoboWitch says best Druid Arena deck is 30 Swipe. May or may not be true. That's probably true. Well, there's that Naturalize, if we wanted it. Healing Touch. Ironford Grizzly I don't think is a great card, but I think I'm going to take it because I don't really have much use for Naturalize or Healing Touch. And it gives me another beast, so if Druid of the Fang does show up again, I don't need to hesitate quite as much about taking it. Cool. All right, there's that pirate. Got to get that salty dog. Silver Moon Guardian's pretty good. I think I'm going to take another Power of the Wild. That's another beast option as well. There's that second Druid of the Fang. I think Shieldmaster would be a good choice here, but I think I'm going to take that Druid of the Fang now. I've got more beast options, and I haven't. So here's the truth. I haven't had time to actually play around with Root of the Fang in any of my constructed decks, and I really want to try it. Matt Mitchell says Explosive Sheep can be good, but I get way too aggressive with my board clears. Have lost a lot of matches because I choose not to do the math between a crowded board and just blew up the sheep. Nocturne says, hello, Stone Friends. Hello, Nocturne. Druid of the Fang. All right, we've got that. Here's that Druid of the Claw for yet another beast. That'll be good. Bloodsail Raider's no good for us. Ancient Brewmaster is all right, but I think Burly Rockjaw Trog is the best. These Trogs are just so annoying. That whole gaining attack whenever your opponent casts a spell. Very annoying. Of this group, I think I'm going to take Ironbeak Owl just to have the silence. Oh, man. I'll grab Claw here. Give your hero +2 attack and 2 armor. Always nice to have the option to just do some extra damage. Savagery. Deal damage equal to your hero's attack to a minion. Okay. Gnomish Experimenter seems terrible. Draw a card. If it's a minion, then transform it into a chicken. As you can see, most of my cards here are minions, so that's not going to be good. See you later, Shave Vox. Ropa Witch says, praise the snake from when I picked Fang. Matt Mitchell says, owl tenderly puts his claw up to their lips. Can't walk away from it. Oh, yeah, I guess I hadn't even considered, but Owl's also got that beast, so another addition to my Druid of the Fang lineup here. I think from this group, Master Swordsmith is probably what I'm going to choose. It's not I don't think it's a great card, but of these three, it's the most useful. A lot of people I know, I've heard some people play Savagery, but I don't understand it really, let's say. This is a rough choice. I think I'm actually going to go with Clockwork Gnome here. Argent Squire would be an alright choice too. But Torn Warrior is not very good. Clockwork Gnome or Argent Squire? Do I get more out of having a Divine Shield or getting a spare part card? Robo, which says Savagery has utility in Constructed, I think. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't even seen it in a lot of competitive Constructed Druid decks, but I'm gonna go with Gnome. I think either of those would have been fine for that choice. Cultmaster is okay for card draw. Magma Rager is awful, but I like Mark of Nature, so I'll take that. Nice buff. I like Fairy Dragon, but I like Wrath more, and I don't have a ton of spells, so I'm going to take Wrath. Nice thing about Wrath as well is that if you get to choose 3 damage or 1 damage, and if you do 1 damage, you get card draw out of it as well. Always good. Imp Master is always a good addition, especially as I'm trying to get a full board so that I can use my Power of the Wild buffs. That's a nice synergy there. There's that Matter Bomber. None of these are very good. Kind of leaning towards the Kazan Mystic, because that at least, like, for the classes that play secrets, it gives me something to do. Robo, which is Magma Rager Game of the Year. Yeah. 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 People want me to take Matter Bomber, but that's the worst choice. That's a terrible choice. Kurt says, I take Kazan every time. Only secret I've ever taken is Ice Barrier. I mean, that's not bad. Nocturne says, do Kazan, haven't seen it yet. All right, sure. That's good enough reason for me. Nearbar Weblord isn't great. Frostwolf Grunt isn't great. Novice Engineer gives you card draw at least, so I'll take it. This is a tough choice because none of these are very good. So I guess it's, do I want a 6-drop or an 8-drop? Seer235 says, what would you think if the arena let you pick 35 cards and then leave 5 out of your deck? That would certainly, I think, allow you to make, generally speaking, it would ensure that your decks are of a high quality, sure. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't think either that 6-drop or that 8-drop were good, but I'd rather take the cheaper one, I guess. Another Claw. Spine. Spider Tank is really good. 3 cost, 3 attack, 4 damage. Nothing special about it. Nothing. I mean, it's a mech, but no text or anything. But those are just solid stats. Compared to that Gorilla, that's a 1 attack and 4 health. I mean, that's, yeah. Oh boy. I guess another Master Swordsmith? I'm not going to be doing a lot of healing, so Light Warden doesn't help me very much. I've got 1 Earthen Ring Farseer, and I think that's it for healing. Although I guess this covers healing on the other side as well, but... Sure, I'll do that. Alright, let's give it a roll. I don't know how this deck will turn out. I haven't played a ton with Druid in Goblins versus Gnomes, so I may be at a disadvantage in that sense. But I'll give it my best for you. For DeJor Gaspacho, it's for you.
You asked for it.
I must protect the wild.
Let's drop these 4s. We're up against Yup, the Mage. I got my Iron Bark in there right away.
My greetings.
Well,
Hello.
sure.
I am ready.
Herrera says, Jaina, I like that name. Jaina's a great name and a good character from the Warcraft series as well.
Job's done.
Nocturne says, all them 2-drops, hashtag long 2s, hashtag buckets. I don't know any of that means. Some sort of sports ball terminology.
I wonder. What to do? What to do?
12 says, what happens if you Blingatron Patchwork in Nax? Does he still get the Death Rattle to summon a new weapon? Or is he stuck with whatever weapon you get? I don't know. That's a weird scenario. We got Mark of Nature. Okay.
Job's done.
Robowitch said, I'd be surprised if they didn't hero power the gnome, but good way to slow their tempo. Yeah, that was definitely what I was thinking. Ah, Flame Cannon is so good. Flame Cannon's only 2 costs, but it's 4 damage. And it's to a quote-unquote random enemy minion, but obviously if you're using it this early in the game, it's very likely that... It's very likely that that minion is... that there's only going to be 1 minion on the board. Robowitch suggested Mark of Naturing that Demolisher. Yeah, I was definitely considering that.
I wonder.
Welp. Yeah, I think Claw.
Time waits for no one. For the wild.
Feels bad not getting something out that turn, but I think that was the right play. Gotta let my bear go. Miss you, Grizzly.
Where shall I strike?
Sometimes I think an important lesson
To Northrend!
that we can all learn from Hearthstone is sometimes you just gotta let go of your bear, you know? It's not easy. I know it's not easy, but we all gotta do it.
For the wild.
42 says, be grizzly free. You're in a better place. I don't know if I am. I believe that my bear is, though. There's that annoying ass play. It's always frustrating to see that. Oh, Nagi said be free grizzly. He's talking to the grizzly. That makes more sense. That was a... Sure. Good work. I'm going to hold on to this just in case this mage happens to have any secrets. Which means...
For the wild.
This isn't going great, though, because, I mean, I'm low on cards. This mage has a lot of cards. Matt Mitchell says, Phil, is your vacation just time off, or are you on vacation somewhere else? I was in Seattle. My family and I took a long weekend. Went to Seattle late last week and just returned yesterday.
What's happening?
This Goblin Sapper is an interesting one. It's has +4 attack while your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand. Which obviously I'm nowhere near having that many cards in hand, so not a lot of concern there.
I wonder.
Nocturne asks how much draw this deck has. Not a ton. Not a ton. A little bit, but not very much. Seer235 asks what Black Knight does. This destroys an enemy minion with taunt. But so that means that I want to kind of hold on to it, just in case Yup plays something that has taunt. But obviously not guaranteed that that'll happen. Seer235 says that's not great for a legendary, and I disagree. That is actually super good. That is one of the more reliable, better legendaries, I think.
For the wild.
Tolvo says, and I thought Sludge Belcher smelled bad on the outside. Yeah, Mithramir says it seems Black Knight seems situational, but works out more often than not. I mean, it's just so rare to run into a deck that doesn't have at least a handful of taunts. Although this deck, and mage decks in general, are precisely one of those decks. So this is a point at which that explosive sheep would really come in handy. Like, for real. Yeah, RoboWitch says Black Knight's probably not the best legendary, but great. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing about legendaries in Hearthstone is a lot of them are very situational, but Black Knight is situational in the right way. Ugh, this isn't looking good. Well, that helps a little bit. Can I just attack my sheep? No.
For the wild.
Well, this went very poorly. About exactly the most poorly I could ever have possibly hoped for. Thanks, Swipe. There you are. I was wondering where you were, buddy. I mean, that's...
For the wild.
The light does not disturb.
That's something. Mithramir says, I think legendaries are supposed to be that way to prevent there being a specific legendary that everyone needs to be successful, or that is good no matter what. And yeah, I think that is absolutely precisely the intent. Oh, shit. Look at this value. We are going to get rid of this 2/2 without even attacking it. What's up?
Will rise against you.
How does that make you feel?
Light it up.
For the wild.
Matt Mitchell asks if the sheep will kill you. No, the sheep only hurts minions. Some AoE hurts heroes as well, but the sheep does not. Woof. That was rough. I should point out,
Malfurion versus Valera.
mages in general, I feel like in Arena are still... They're incredibly powerful in Arena. And to be fair, that mage wasn't particularly powerful because of mage cards in specific. It was just really good general draws, but still.
The pleasure is mine.
My greetings.
So now we're up against Apaz Holy, the rogue. Should I go ahead and just get something out? Let's hold on. Oh, hell.
For the wild.
Let's hold on.
What to do?
Robo Witch is the only class I'm kind of iffy on for Arena. Is unfortunately my favorite class. I'm curious what class.
I am ready.
What I should have done is Violet Teacher, coin, Clockwork Gnome. Oh well, it's fine. Nice. See you later, Matt Mitchell. Have a good night. This Goblin Auto Barber is really good. Gives your weapon +1 attack. Definitely good.
Pay attention, class.
I am ready to learn.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
I think I'm gonna heal up my Yeti.
Scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
Maybe I'm just gonna swipe.
For the wild.
I shall lose you
I would have liked to have healed up my Yeti, but clearing the board was too tempting. Oh. Okay. Well, now I'll heal up my Yeti. Oh, maybe not. That was good. Okay, that was some good plays. I'll give you that. Stampede and Kodo. I hate Stampede and Kodo. It's too good.
For the wild. Of course.
This is going alright, though. I feel like I could win this. Things could still go poorly. Hopeful.
Well played.
For the wild.
The light does not discriminate.
RoboH says, Trog behind a taunt minion, aka, ugh, unless they have a Viscer. Wait, what? Yeah, that wasn't... I don't think that was the best choice on that rogue's part. Okay, so this is the legendary Trog, Trogzor the Earthinator. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, summon a Burly Rockjaw Trog, which is this one. Obviously, too late in the match for that to matter. Which is exactly the problem with the high-cost legendaries. In Arena in particular, but also just in general in the game. So there's one win. At least this won't be a 0-3 disaster.
Malfurion versus Anduin.
Alright, we're up against Pencil Case the Priest.
Bring victory.
I must
I
protect.
feel like
the
against a
wild.
priest things could go poorly. Priests are pretty tough right now. But I'm going to do the best I can. I believe in myself. I believe in the power of friendship. Djorgus Gazpacho says, if only you could stealth your mistakes.
My greeting.
Aw.
Greetings.
Nocturne says, Onyxia saved my ass before, but usually I just play her the turn before I die. Yeah, that is not abnormal, I feel like. RoboWitch says, do you think Priest got buffed the most out of any class with Goblins versus Gnome? I would say yes. That's certainly the feeling that I have. You know, I would be curious if anyone else feels differently, but
I hope you like my invention.
You shall not pass.
a shield bearer? All right, what's okay? All right, I was gonna say something's up because that's not. Fine. Let's see here. Nagi says, I can't wait to do a Sneed's Kel'Thuzad reincarnate combo. That would make a really great YouTube video. You add that jazz saxophone to it. Suture the Revive says, I want a deck that's just 30 Annoyatrons. Oof, one more turn. In fact... Get the fuck out of here! So his Death Rattle goes off, he gets this 1-2. Kill that.
Sure.
Mithramur says, I was able to do the Horseman double Death Rattle and get 2 Thaddiuses once. That's ridiculous.
Well played.
Really want to summon this, but... Oh, I don't have a Beast out. Okay. Whew! I almost summoned that, without realizing. Boy, that would have been a silly mistake. Look how long this damn Novice Engineer and the Annoyatron have lasted. That's ridiculous. Robush says, R.I.P. Grizzly and my heart. It'll be okay. We're gonna survive this.
The Frost Wolves stand ready. Bring me steel. For the wilds.
If you're sure.
Suture the Revive says, Annoyatron for life. Dejor Gaspacho says, you annoyed your way into all of our hearts. Oh, man, what? Some bullshit. I don't like this. Not one bit.
Pay attention, class.
I am ready to learn.
It's time. For the wild. Job's done.
Which says Imp Master with Soul of the Forest after a few turns for awful combo. Things that will never work in game. Yeah, that's always the dream. But, what? Come on. Ugh.
For the wild.
I shall do as you say.
The light is not
It's time.
Some bullshit. I don't like it. If he just whips out another Sea Giant, I'm fucking conceding. I'm done. Fuck. What a fucking wreck.
Snakes. It has to be snakes.
Well,
That's not a valid target. It's time for the wild.
Mithramir says, what a fantastic endgame from that guy. Yeah, like, fucking, two sea giants, come on! Su235 says, yo, priests are pretty good. The thing is, this dude wasn't even, like, this wasn't even like a priest deck, though. This is just like, and that's how arena, you know, a lot of good arena decks are largely just good neutral cards. But this is just really fucking good neutral cards. Also, does he not? Huh. Well, okay.
Behold the might of
I was hoping he would just mind control this so that I could really just concede. Mithramir says, I thought he would have gone to face. I thought he would have as well, but apparently we both thought incorrectly. Oh shit.
bring me steel.
Best combo in the game. What's up? This is gonna keep getting endlessly powerful. Su235 says he had Phil dead on board. I think I had 1 health left with what he had on board because of my shield. But he basically had me dead. Yeah.
It's time. I concede.
Oh, this isn't great. At least the start of the stream was like an okay deck. I'm sad that the one I put together on stream is doing so shitty. I feel like the deck that I have is not terrible, but also, as I said, I haven't played a lot of Druid in Goblins versus Gnome. But I feel like the deck I have is not terrible, but that I'm being put against people who have either have really good decks or are just getting really incredible draws with the decks that they have. This is Baby Puncher, the priest, so you know they're classy. Classy person.
My greetings.
Greetings.
Robo Witch says, don't get down about it. Your deck is fine. Your opponents have been really solid, I think. Arena matchmaking does that sometimes. Yeah, it's part of how matchmaking works in this game.
For the wild. Bring me steel.
It's part of playing Arena in Hearthstone. Harry notes that the names so far have been very creative. You go up against some interesting, interestingly named people in Hearthstone, in my experience. That was a good waste of their Dark Cultist, so I'm happy about that. Which says sometimes you get matched up against someone who got 2 Ragnaroses. Okay, 2 Ragnaroses, I would be more incredulous than the two Sea Giants. I will give you that. I would be angrier about that. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go for it. This priest is gonna do a Holy Nova, and I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be the saddest person.
What you looking at?
That's not a Holy Nova.
For the wild. It's time.
Hey, this seems promising. Fingers crossed.
Well played. You have been.
Oh,
Well played.
my deck worked for one round. Robo, which is Baby Puncher, possibly getting punished for their name choice. Naga42 is just, please no Holy Nova, please no Holy Nova. Yeah, that was a damn close call. I forgot how much fun it is playing Arena on stream with you folks. I need to do it more often. Nocturne says 10 more wins.
For it.
I must protect the wild.
Let's cut these. DSHS70 says maybe he's just a baby who punches, though. And that's fair. I mean, we shouldn't make assumptions.
My greetings.
Jones got my ice cream says, ugh, now I'm playing Supercard again. I played Supercard for a while. It's alright.
Hello.
Logic Gate said Supercard never seemed to actually be fun. I had fun with it, but it's not a. It's a weird game. It's more about like, you know, it's like stat building more than anything, right? Like it's not really a. How do I say this? It's not a gameplay heavy game. Let's say.
For the wild. I can't do that.
Logic Gate says, I got the whole, if I keep playing, then I'll get a good card and be able to, and then I realized that there wasn't an end state that was fun. And that's the weird thing with a lot of mobile games, right? And a lot of mobile free-to-play stuff in particular is, a lot of those games there is no real end state, per se.
Bring me steel. Ready to ride.
Tolfo was asking if I got a bunch of messages. Yeah, I have my G-Talk open.
What to do? For the wild.
Yeah, Logic 8. I definitely see the issue that you had with Supercard. I kind of feel the same way sometimes about... I've been playing a lot of Marvel Puzzle Quest, and I really, really like it, but it's kind of similar in that sense. There's no goal, right? There's not a final point that you're getting to with that game. It's just always like, okay, get more covers and get more powerful and keep going. But I think with Marvel Puzzle Quest, at least, as with a game like Hearthstone or other games of that ilk, you at least have with that there's a little more strategy to what you're doing, whereas with Supercard, a lot of the strategy is literally just, well, put the people who have the highest numbers together.
Bring me steel. For the wild.
What to do?
Give me a
What
quest.
to do?
Special delivery!
Lobber.
played.
Yikes. Oh, Bomb Lover plus Questing Adventure. Not feeling good about any of this.
Pay attention, class.
For a while. It's time.
Nagi42 says, I'm seeing Questing Adventure played more with spare parts, and I don't like it one bit. Yeah, you know, I haven't seen that, but I can, now that you mention it, I could totally see that working really, really well. Obviously, it's giving you more cheap cards to play. That's a really interesting combo. I think this is pretty much the end for my deck. Look at this. 7 cards. I just don't know what I could possibly pull that would save me at this point. That is not going to be it.
My eyes are open.
Which says, especially since mech decks use the 2 mana, 2/3 mech that lowers mech cost by 1. That is the Mech Warper, I believe. Which is a ridiculous card that allows for so many crazy combos. Oh. Pretty sure I'm conceding here. I'm bad about, like, I know I've lost the game, but I always like to, like, I'm always like, well, let me see what the next card I get is, just in case. Even though I know it won't win me anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede.
I concede.
Well played.
That was a shitty run. I apologize to everybody. But it does happen. Woof. Really? Fuck. Getting a single card without any, like, instead of dust or... I mean, I prefer gold in pretty much every case, but not even dust. Just a card. Not a good card. Detective Gnome says 50% of arena players are mages, right? Probably. All right. I'm gonna take off, but this has been fun. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I'm definitely I gotta do this more, especially now that Goblins vs. Gnomes is out, and I've been playing a lot more Hearthstone again. I will definitely try and do it again soon. If you want to check out the Stream Friends archives, including some old Hearthstone stuff that I've been putting up slowly. I just put up one today, actually, from way back in December of last year. Classic Hearthstone Arena Run. That's at streamfriends.tv. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube and you want to join us live, we're at twitch.tv/streamfriends. You can follow us, and you know, we play a lot of everything. We play Hearthstone, we play weird art games, we play Wolfenstein, we play everything. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I think there's more streams coming later today, so stay tuned and have a good night.